Hello everyone, it's Appleminte and welcome back to my channel. As always, I post a new video every Friday, so please hit that subscribe button below and the notification bell so you can be the first to see when I post a new video. So the company Dikale, I believe is how you pronounce it, has sent me a 3D pen. So they're not sponsoring me, they just sent me a product and they want me to review it. So I thought I'd take the opportunity to do the 3D art pen challenge because I always thought that looked really fun. And I just never had a 3D pen before, so now that I have one, might as well. To talk about what it comes with this adorable cat pen. I mean, most 3D pens on the market are pretty standard looking. The fact that this is a cat just gives it points in my book because I love cats. They're like my favorite. So, comes with that, and it's got a few different heat settings. I'll go over that when I'm drawing. In the box, it also has stencils with various different designs. And there's also a sheet of plastic in here that you can use as a base when you're drawing. And then they also sent me a bunch of their filament strips. These come in 20-foot coils. So they sent me a separate pack that has all different colors, each of them being 20 feet. So that is a lot of filament. That'll last me definitely for a while. So I was trying to think about what I wanted to make today, and I absolutely love Pokemon, and since Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon have just been released, I thought, why not? Now's the time. So I decided I was going to go ahead and do one of my favorite Pokemon, which is Eevee. I apologize in advance if he looks a little deformed when I make this, but so I basically kind of tried to freehand this. I had a reference to see what he looked like, and so I started with the head and tried to make a circle and just kind of fill it in as my base. Mind you, I've never done this before, 3D drawing, any of this kind of thing, so it was a little scary. I didn't know what I was doing, but we're all learning here, right? First time for everything. Basically, I went ahead with the circle, and then I tried to build up some of the plastic there to kind of make his snout, muzzle, whatever you want to call it, his mouth, nose, that thing. So yeah, that was a little difficult at first. I put it on the lowest setting, the lowest speed setting, so the plastic comes out slower when you have it on that setting, and it was a little easier to kind of make it stand up that way. Just kind of pull it up, and it was drawing as I was drawing. I just kept filling that area in, and after you have those base guidelines down for yourself and you start filling it in, it becomes much, much easier. So yeah, basically just kept building up the layers there, and I kept turning it around because I would think it looked good from one side, and then I would flip it over and I'd be like, whoa, that is not even, and I'd need to fix that. So it's always that. But this was a challenge, so I was willing to, kind of go out of my comfort zone here, which was fine, because that's the whole point of a challenge. Now for the ears, I went ahead and just kind of drew them, and attaching them was really easy. I just kind of went from the plastic that I already had down. This stuff dries really fast, by the way. Like, it only takes about, I guess I would say between 5 and 10 seconds, it's already dry. So, but try not to touch it while it's still hot because you will burn yourself, and I almost did. At one point I think it was around this time, I started like trying to move it around, and it was like, whoa, that's hot. Okay, bad idea. Yeah, probably around this time when I'm trying to pry it off without waiting because I was impatient. So there's the head, and now it was time for the body, and I went along and I was like, all right, I guess I'm gonna do him in his little sitting pose because that's usually the pose I see Eevee in the most, and I thought it was also like the easiest to do since I already had the head facing forward. I decided not to make this a fully all-around three-dimensional kind of thing. I decided I kind of wanted it to be like flat on the back, but I wanted the front to kind of stick out. So I just kept building up the filament from the front. And to separate where the front paws were from the back paws, I just built that up more than I did the legs. Just so you could kind of see that these were more forward than the legs were. So it's like a 3D coming forward drawn. It's like coming at you, Yeah? Get your 3D glasses, kiddos. We're going on a ride. All right, that was weird. I won't say that anymore. Okay, so now it was time for the tail. Again, like once I got the hang of this stuff, filling it in was super easy. Using this pen, I didn't really have any issues. The filament, I think only once got kind of stopped up in the pen, and it only took me a couple seconds to fix that. I just kind of had to push it through from the back and wait for it. So that wasn't that bad. All right, so then I switched to the white. And to do that, you basically just have to push a button on the pen and it will release from the back, and you just kind of wait for it to come out. You pull it out and then you just substitute it for another color. It's really simple. So that wasn't that bad. And then I went in and I just tried to build up the fluff around his collar. And that wasn't hard. I tried to not destroy him as I was going. The thing about the 3D pen is that the filament just keeps coming out until you push the button to make it stop. And sometimes when I was drawing, the pen would kind of turn in my hand and the button like wasn't there right under my thumb. So I would come to a point where I'd be like, okay, I need to shut the pen now so I can move it, like for example, from the collar here to the tail. And sometimes my thumb like wouldn't make it in time and I'd be like, oh no, and it would just keep coming out and then it would go somewhere I didn't want it to go. And I was like, okay, try not to mess it all up. Like, okay, right there for the eye. Kind of derped it up a bit. And I just kept trying to push it down and like try to fix it. I ended up waiting till it dried and just snipping it off. So that was my solution. But yeah, his face came out a little bit on the derpy side, so can't be helped. But hey, it's my first attempt, okay? So I finished up the face and the details with the black filament. And I wasn't originally going to do any kind of outlines on him because I don't know, it felt like a little too cartoony doing that, but I decided that the front paws and the legs were like blending in way too much. So I took the black and I went around and outlined where his feet were and his paws and everything. So that kind of, I think, gave it a little more definition, and it kind of worked with what I was doing here since I didn't fill in the back. I just made it like 3D coming forward, and so it being a little more cartoony was fine. And that was it. And then I pulled it right off and yeah, the back's all flat. And I know he looks really derpy. It was my first time, but I had a lot of fun doing this, so hopefully you guys had fun watching it. Yep, that's me snipping off the edges. But yeah, that is my little Eevee baby. And he will be gracing my desk while I draw. So I should keep him in other videos. So I hope you guys had fun watching this video. I had a lot of fun making it, as I said, and it was really simple. So my overall experience with this 3D pen was positive, and I will put a link in the description below on where you can order one yourself if you're interested. Probably make a pretty cute gift for the holidays. So if you liked this video and you'd like to see more, please take a moment to subscribe to my channel with the link below. In the links in the description, I also have my Instagram, my shop, and my Twitter, and everything else that's good. So please take a look. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys all have a beautiful day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye!